Wait, what? Hey, this is the Haha, Wait, What? Podcast with Mandy Brooke. I'm an entertainer, content creator, and musician. You may know me from my song parodies and funny antics on Instagram and TikTok. On my podcast, we try to make sense of the confusing parts of life because literally we're all winging it and have no idea what we're doing, and that's totally okay. So relax, grab a glass of wine, and let's chat. Hey friends, thanks for joining me today. So if you've been watching my Instagram in any capacity, especially my stories, you've probably seen me tell quite a few funny dating stories, especially the not so nice things. And it's been really hilarious and quite the bonding experience to connect with all of you about all of your stories too. So I decided to ask my followers to officially submit their dating nightmare stories for this podcast episode. So today on the podcast, I'll be reading your dating nightmares with my mom. It should be really fun. And a very fair warning that this episode gets quite explicit, so please be aware of the little tiny innocent ears that are around you. You might want to listen to this privately. And everyone will stay anonymous, of course, so all the names that you hear are fake. So without further ado, let's welcome my mother. Welcome to the podcast, Mom.
Thank you, Mandy.
I'm so excited to read these stories to you.
I can't imagine what dating stories you're going to traumatize me with, but go ahead.
Some of them are pretty traumatizing, honestly. So I'm going to start with a few of the short ones first.
Okay, I'm ready. I think.
When I was in college, a guy asked me out. He was so cute, so I accepted. We went to dinner, and right out of the gate, he was either comparing me to his ex-girlfriend and how much I reminded him of her, or borderline insulting me at the same time.
Oh.
What is up with these guys? I didn't make it past the salad starter. I said I needed to use the ladies' room and instead dipped out the back door and ran to my car across the street. Hands down the worst date ever, not a shred of guilt for ditching.
Not a shred of guilt, girl. You did the right thing. Get the hell out. Don't waste your time. I'm surprised you got through the salad, honey. Like, seriously. You know what? He's not married. He's still living in his mother's basement because he's a dick.
It reminds me of that Usher song. You remind me of a girl that I once knew. Do you know that song?
No. But if they start comparing you to other women, like, that's already dip out. Like, be done.
That just spells baggage.
Don't compare me to nobody. I am a perfect individual.
You are perfect, Mom. You almost got in a fist fight at Aldi this morning.
I sure did. With the skinny little prick stealing my parking place, but whatever, it's fine.
So this next submission comes from a woman, let's call her Lisa.
Okay.
This guy asked me if I wanted to come with him to mow the graveyard in town, and then we could hang out. I agreed and even assisted with sweeping the walkway at the graveyard.
God bless her.
I know what the
That's a weird one right off the get-go.
He then asked if I wanted to go for ice cream and a walk on the boardwalk. I agreed. Okay. So he took me home to get his wallet to buy the ice cream. Went to the ice cream shop, and he wouldn't come in. I bought 2 ice creams and paid for them both.
What?
He's my husband now.
Huh.
Oh, so he took me home to get my wallet to buy the ice cream. I didn't see that part.
Oh, girl, you got a hard life. You got a hard life if that happened.
I thought it said to get his wallet. No, he took her home to get her wallet to buy the ice cream.
And she married him.
Went to the ice cream shop and he wouldn't come in because he was probably embarrassed that he wasn't buying the ice cream.
I would be too. And then she married him. She's probably...
Well, I DM'd this girl. She said she's happy.
If she's happy with that. If somebody took me home to get my wallet so I could pay for something on the first date, you would be dropping my ass off and you'd be sitting in that car waiting and the car would be idling for 2 hours because I ain't coming back out.
I am the same way.
So...
Same way.
Sayonara, see you later.
I had a guy do this in Nashville, actually. I met him at a park and we walked around for a while and then he was like, hey, you want to get some lunch? I was like, yeah, sure. And so he hops in my car.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I was young at the time. I didn't really know like how to
do dating, really. We rode to the restaurant, and he said, oh, I forgot my wallet.
No.
Well, I turned my happy ass around. I'm like, well, we're just going to go back and get your wallet.
Good for you.
And then I thought, like, oh, for sure he's going to drive now.
You are my daughter just by doing that, by the way. Go ahead.
He's for sure going to drive now since I drove back to the park. No, he just grabs his wallet and I get out of my car to get into his car. No, he hops back in my car. I knew from that second, I'm like, this is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And then he dipped in my honey mustard.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's done.
I got the chicken tendies. He fucking dipped in my honey mustard. I was pissed.
FYI, people, do not ever dip in Mandy's honey mustard. She is like she's the prince of honey mustard. Do not. Get your own.
Don't double dip in my shit.
No.
I don't like that, especially if something's creamy. Do not double dip in that.
Nasty.
Ew. Especially if I don't know you. I don't know you from Adam, bro.
But if she's happy with her graveyard man, that's good. Good for her. Happiness comes in different forms, baby.
Yep. So this next one from, let's call her Frankie. She has some stomach problems. And she said, this is a pre-story. I have some stomach issues, and sometimes I get sick at the most random times.
Okay.
I was like, all right, Frankie, let's get into this. So I was dating this guy, and we were Netflix and chilling, and I wasn't feeling that great. And I'm at his house. So the last place that I want to get sick on the 4th date was at his house, obviously.
True.
Anyway, we're hanging out, kissing, and the hands start to wander. I wandered down to a clit bullet. Do you know what a bullet is, Mom? Like a little vibrator, like a little clit bullet.
He had one?
He had the size of one, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? It's not about the size of the boat. It's about the motion of the ocean.
No comment.
So Frankie continues. So I panicked a little, and it made me even more nauseous. So
she wouldn't gag on it. Just saying.
So I panicked a little, and it made me nauseous, and I ended up getting sick in his bathroom. When I got back, I said that I just want to hang out and watch Netflix and not really hook up, and I didn't want to lead him on. Which was nice. That's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, you got puke in your mouth. You just puked. You don't want to, go ahead.
He got mad about this.
Oh.
Frankie says, number 1, bro, I just threw up. Then he started saying things like how I was leading him on and now I won't make out. Number 2, bro, I just threw up. Then he said something smells weird. Bro, I just got sick. Your mouth anywhere near my mouth.
She should have kissed him and puked in his mouth. Taught him a damn lesson.
He was probably kinked it out with that. He probably liked that.
Ew, that's so gross. That is a horrible situation, though. Getting sick on a date, like if you got the shits or you're gonna puke or something, and you're going out with somebody, like, like that is such anxiety and panic. Like, but it happens to everybody. Like, shit happens. You know what I mean? And upset stomachs happen. But you want the guy that's going to hold your hair back when you're puking, or
I don't want that. I do not want that. I do not want a guy to see me poop or puke or anything.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're out on a date and you gotta puke, you'd rather the guy come over and hold your hair back and like say, "Are you okay?" He's a keeper. The guy that walks away and is like, "Oh, I don't want nothing to do with you. She's sick." Like,
I guess I
mean, nobody wants it.
I wouldn't want a guy anywhere near me if I was puking.
Well, of course not. That's a no-brainer.
Like, get away! Don't touch my hair. Don't touch me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't want any man seeing that. I get worried enough just getting my period on a date.
You got to get over that.
Yeah, like I got to prepare. Like I put pads in my fucking bag, and I just like put wet wipes in there, make sure like everything's good.
I know you're obsessed with your vagina, but go ahead. You are.
I'm obsessed with my vagina.
I think you are.
I clean it all the time.
I know, all the time. It's like weird.
So fresh and so clean.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, poor thing, you got sick. I mean, that's horrifying. And having stomach issues.
And then he got mad about it, and that's so fucked up.
Oh, fuck him.
All right, so this next story, I'm going to call her Phoebe.
Okay.
I know Phoebe personally. I met her in Italy in Milan.
Okay.
And I met her upstairs in this like upstairs bar, and we were swapping stories, and she told me this nightmare story that happened to her the night before.
Oh,
and it
Lord.
was crazy the way that she said it. And she has this English accent, so sometimes maybe my English accent will come out when I'm saying the story.
I'm excited about this one. Go.
All right. So I was planning a solo trip to Milan for my birthday, and I decided to take a peek on Bumble, which is a dating app, Mom, to see what the dating scene was like there. It's I think
they got the stupidest names.
It really is. I think Bumble is the one where the girl reaches out to the guy first.
Okay, go ahead.
And I matched with loads of guys. But one guy DM'd me on Instagram and we got to chatting. And this guy FaceTimed me and texted me every single day.
Oh, okay.
We spent hours on FaceTime planning our meetup, making plans to where to eat, where to go. He played the Italian charm very, very well.
Sounds good so far.
Yeah, sounds great. He was also very direct and abrupt, and I kind of liked that because I thought, I like a guy who knows what he wants, and I was very excited to see him. And when she was telling me the story, I was like, all right, this guy sounds pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
I landed in Milan on Monday, and he was due back from Dubai from work on Tuesday morning. He landed and messaged me to come and see me immediately, and I was so excited. Apparently, they had planned to meet that night for dinner, but when he landed, he was like, I just got to see you, like, now. Like, it's the morning, like, I want to see you.
That's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Phoebe was like, oh, okay. I was really excited because I've obviously been FaceTiming this guy, and we built a bond. Don't judge me, but he met me at my hotel room, and it was kind of early, and we planned to grab some lunch. My hair was still very wet, and I was sweating and stressing because I wanted to look semi-nice for him with the wet hair. And then, knock, knock, he's at the door. And I swear to God, it was like he stormed through like a bull.
Oh.
He just slammed his bag on the table, and he basically said, what do you think? And presented himself as if I'd won some sort of prize.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, fine. Hi, by the way. Nice to finally meet you. Do you like my English accent?
I do.
I got this half-assed formal kiss on the cheek, and I was like, okay, this is a bit weird. Kind of expected some passion, but all right. And so I proceeded to get ready, dry my hair, and girls, I have 20-inch extensions in, so it takes a lot of time to dry, and I take breaks now and then. And I was feeling a little anxious because he wasn't reacting the way that I thought he was going to react.
She's trying to get ready. Yeah, I get it.
And then, yeah. So on one of my breaks, I went over to him on the bed, and he about goddamn shouted at me, are you drying your hair or are you wanting to cuddle? I was like, I'm having a break. Jeez. So we cuddled. And at this point, I was trying to make the conversation a bit more fun and playful, and we ended up kissing. And then it immediately went to a 69.
Okay, go for it, girl. Wet hair and all. Go ahead.
I mean, I only wanted some fun anyways, so I was down for it. It was subpar.
Oh.
It actually was pretty fucking awful.
Oh.
Bear in mind, the guy is in his 40s. And
he should know how to do his shit.
And I was expecting an Italian stallion. I was deeply disappointed with his question mark shaped cock.
Oh, he's got a round one.
Yeah.
It curves.
Apparently, okay, I was like, Phoebe, you got a dish. What the fuck were you dealing with? She was like, Mandy, it literally it was so curved. I didn't do my best head because I couldn't get it.
Because it's a curve.
It's a real big, it was like a 360 curve.
That's an issue.
Like a circle.
Ew.
I was...
How do they get like that? Are they born like that or does something happen?
Or he was having some fun one time and his wiener broke.
That's weird.
That happened in the ER once. I saw that on 100 Ways to Die.
Huh.
Remember that show?
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay. Question mark, Dick. Go on. It's already a nightmare, but go ahead.
Okay, so Phoebe says, it was also quite small, so it was impossible. So it was impossible because his little dick bent the opposite way of my throat.
And that's what he went for? That's surprising to me.
Yeah.
If he knows his dick is curved and he's gotten blowjobs before, why do that? Why go for that?
Yeah, like why lead with like the cockiness when you should be leading with like nice guy?
Yeah.
Like lead with nice guy. And
I'm a real nice guy, but I got a round dick. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm a real nice guy, but I got a round dick. Oh my God.
I got a circle dick.
Anyway, I simply struggled to give him a decent blowjob because it was curved the wrong way. Then we got into the sex. And honestly, I've never had more awkward sex in my entire life. I'm not doing the English accent anymore. Thing. Because of the size of his wiener and the way that it bent weird, the only way that we could have sex was doggy style. And he busted in seconds.
Oh, get rid of him.
Phoebe was furious. She was frustrated.
Did he let her finish?
No.
Oh.
He got pretty nasty after that. His small ego was ruined after he busted in seconds.
His small dick and his small ego.
And his question mark. His whole life was a question. So Phoebe continues. I continued to get ready and dry my hair, and I started to get dressed. I showed some options, and I felt very awkward and anxious because he was acting a different way. At this point, I was just like self-preservating. So that motherfucker said I looked pregnant in one dress. Mm-hmm. And I swear at this point, I'm just an anxious mess, and it didn't matter what he did or what I did. He complained from the window being open to the temptation of the water I gave him.
Oh, please go.
I'm in complete shock, but we've spent a month on FaceTime for the shit awkward meetup, and
he didn't act like this at all in front of the camera doing...
I guess not. She said that he was like...
He was on his best behavior.
He was on his best behavior.
Wow.
Did that Italian charm. I know it well, Lorenzo.
Lorenzo was a no-go. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she got a question mark dick, and I got, diarrhea for 3 weeks. So Phoebe was like, get me out of here. But we went for some food, and I was so fucking anxious I could have thrown up right then and there. And I wasn't hungry, but he proceeded to humiliate me in the restaurant, asking for a kid's menu because I wasn't hungry. He said he'd share my pizza with me, but didn't. And then complained that I didn't eat it at all when I specifically said I'm not going to eat loads. He was so cold and horrible and rude. Honestly, wasted a month talking to this guy. I was so pissed off. He dropped me off at the hotel because he needed to go home because I had ripped his jeans on accident. Haha. Good for you, girl. And he was clearly angry, jet lag from Dubai, whatever. That bastard had the audacity to tell me he didn't feel a vibe.
Whoa.
Phoebe. Didn't feel a vibe? I'm not surprised, you angry, weird Italian man. You're 42, can't hold up a relationship, you have a question mark dick, and you're the angriest person I've ever met. Oh, and whoever told you had a big dick was lying.
And by the way, you didn't even satisfy me. Asshole.
Yeah, blocked immediately, she said.
Good for her. That is a nightmare.
And then I had another date with another guy the next night, and the sex was amazing.
Good for her. Made up for the round dick.
Pro tip, don't FaceTime Italians for months. Just go on Bumble when you get there. Phoebe, you are a real one.
Poor Phoebe.
I'm so sorry, Phoebe.
That's too much. That's a lot of time to put into a guy and get all excited and waiting for him to come.
And when she was telling me this story on that hotel rooftop, I was so anxious for her because I've been in that situation where you've been in a long distance relationship and you see them for the first time, and it's like, I can't imagine them reacting in such like a cold, harsh way.
I wonder what turned him like that. Like, that's weird.
People are just...
They handle stress differently.
I guess, but I follow a lot of therapists online, and a lot of people apparently have like borderline personality disorder and stuff. Maybe that was just like one of his things.
Maybe.
I don't know. Or maybe a serial killer. When she was telling me about this, I was like, he is straight up gonna wear your fucking skin, bitch. I'm so glad you got out of that. This next one's called the Twinder Swindler, and this was submitted by, let's call her Viola.
Okay. Viola. I like that. The shit names you come up with.
You know what? I
didn't mean shit names. I like Viola. It's pretty.
One time, the guy I was dating gave me a Twitter account for Christmas.
What?
Yeah.
How do you give somebody a Twitter account?
This is how. He made a Twitter handle and printed out the URL, which he placed in a jewelry-sized box.
Ooh.
That's like
Creepo.
Yeah. That's like you dating somebody and making a Instagram account and saying like, oh, I made you an Instagram account, and like the Instagram.com/MandyBrookOfficial was the thing that you gave him in the box.
In a jewelry box. So you open up the jewelry box, think you're getting jewelry, and it's just the code for, oh, I would be so like, oh my God.
I'd be so fucking pissed. So that was all she texted me in the DMs. And I was like, what was the handle? And what was your reaction? And how long did you stay with him after that? So then she continues. So I said, thanks. And then found out that he even made the first tweet.
Oh, God.
And sadly, I stayed with him for way too long after that. Long enough to get an IOU for a pair of shoes I really wanted.
An IOU.
That months earlier at the store, I pointed out and said, oh my God, you should buy these for me. And he said, you should buy them for yourself.
Oh.
So,
why did you stay with,
I know.
Stay with, all them red flags are just flying. They're just flapping in the fucking wind. Flap, 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 flap. Go ahead.
People see red flags sometimes, Ma, and they do not want to believe the red flags. And it's very frustrating. I mean, I've been there.
We've all been there.
So then I replied to her and I'm like, wait, so he reluctantly bought you a pair of shoes and did an IOU when you broke up? And she replied, the IOU was for my birthday.
Oh.
Following the Twitter account. And I think we stayed together for a year after that, but I ended up having to buy the shoes that he said he'd get.
Oh, girl, I would never, ever.
Here's the kicker. He married my now ex-best friend.
What?
Mind blown. Wait a minute.
Your boyfriend was fucking your best friend the whole time.
Boom. My mind is blown.
Boom chakalaka.
Well, I think she dodged a little fucking silver bullet herself.
Oh my God. It was terrible. I think like women just reject the red flags because
they want it to work so bad.
They want it to work so freaking bad.
Yeah.
And they project this image onto somebody that they can, like, they're not even able to.
You know what? I think it comes with age too. When you get older, you are so firm in your beliefs and what you handle, what you believe in, and what you will take and not take. And you know yourself so much better when you get older. So I think it's just confidence and age. It is.
There will be more dating nightmare stories in just a bit, but first, let's hear from our sponsors that make this podcast possible. Herbal Face Food is the most potent anti-aging skincare product on the market. Period. And I should know because I've been using it for months and I've literally been obsessed. Herbal Face Food isn't a magic potion. It's simply the best of plant science at work. No fillers, no chemicals, no BS. The powerful potent serum is packed with antioxidants that heal your skin at a cellular level from the outside in and addresses the top signs of aging in 3 days or less. I personally noticed a huge difference in my skin texture and the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles when I combined both the Serum 1 and the Cure to my routine. My skin tag on my neck actually fell off as well. It was gross, but amazing. So I definitely recommend. Click the link in my show notes and use code MandyBrook for 20% off your first order. Mandy with a Y, Brook with an E. Want to relax and take a literal chill pill? Love You 3 Luxe Gummies has your back. Love You 3 gummies are made with exclusive cannabinoid blends, including hemp-derived CBD, CBN, and Delta-8. They also include luxury ingredients dedicated to your physical health, like apple cider vinegar, collagen, hyaluronic acid, and vitamin D. I personally love the Beauty Sleep CBD product they offer, which has helped me sleep peacefully throughout the night. And if I'm partaking in the Delta-8 THC, the watermelon sugar is my ultimate go-to. So check out the link in my show notes and use code LOVEMANDY at checkout for free shipping. All right, we're back with coffee.
We need the coffee.
This bitch has a saga. Her name is, let's call her Matilda.
Okay.
So, very short, but this is her online dating saga. Number 1. Went on a blind, I don't know why I'm going to use a country accent when I'm speaking about Matilda. I don't know why. Here I am.
Go ahead.
Okay. I went on a blind date with a guy who seemed totally nice. It was a little bland. I'm a talker, and it was like pulling teeth to get him to say 3 fucking words. Finally, I got him talking about animals. He starts talking about his dog that he loved so much and that he was so smart. It was like Lassie 2.0. Then he tells me he got another dog after that one died, but it wasn't as smart. So he took it out and he shot it.
Oh.
But he said not to worry. He gave it a cheeseburger first.
Oh my God.
I freaked out when I read that.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because here's the thing. I am very, very, very sensitive to dogs dying in movies.
Like, don't mess with dogs. Dogs are the best thing on this planet.
Yeah.
We don't deserve dogs, and that's
so fucked up.
I hope she said sayonara to him.
So blind date number 1. This is her Matilda's second date. Went on a date with another guy to a local downtown area. He ditched me at the bar at like 1 a.m. for another girl. I get a ride home from a friend who came to get me. Next day, the guy texts me, says he wants to borrow money.
Oh my God.
Gets better. I say no. He keeps going and telling me he's going to be over to get it. Ignores the no completely. And I keep saying to myself, he doesn't know where I live. It's okay. I'm at home watching TV, and all of a sudden, knock, knock, knock on the door. I look out, and it's him.
I would have answered the door with a shotgun in my hand.
He sits there for 45 minutes, and I'm scared to open the door, of course. I worked over at the local sheriff's department, and so I called them, and he shows up, and he asks the guy what the fuck he's doing. He says, I'm here because she said she would lend me money. The deputy knows this isn't the truth. He asked how he knew where I lived, and the guy said he remembered me mentioning the area I lived in, and he drove around for 4 hours until he saw my car.
Oh my God.
What in the fuck, Matilda?
Poor Matilda.
Poor Matilda. All right.
Matilda's got to stop going online and just meet people.
That's what she said at the end. She's like, needless to say, no more online dating. Number 3. Met a guy on eHarmony. He seemed real nice. Then before we go on an actual date, he sends me a picture of his house. And in his house, covering every available surface, was Victorian porcelain dolls.
Ew. Oh, creepy.
I ask if maybe he lived with his mama. He says no. Just him.
No wonder.
Then he sends a picture of his kitchen. And in the kitchen, a full-size meat locker.
Oh.
And I immediately thought, he wants to put me in that locker.
He's going to chop her up.
And so we did not go out. Girl, no wonder you didn't go out with him. I'm so glad that you didn't.
God.
Porcelain dolls. I don't know what I would do if I saw that.
No.
Okay, Mom, what if you met a guy and he was hot as fuck and he was into you, you were into him, chemistry was fire, you walked into his house and he had Victorian fucking porcelain dolls.
No.
Everywhere.
Bye.
All right, this was her last submission. She had a fucking saga.
Poor thing.
Matilda. My only big we're slurping our coffee, by the way. I'm sorry. No, I'm slurping mine too. My only big requirements have always been to not be an asshole. You have to have a job to take care of yourself. No felony record. You know, the norm. I meet this guy on eHarmony and we texted a little. I give him my number. He tells me he's going from friend's couch to friend's couch while he's looking for a job. He's on disability, see, and it's hard for him to get a job because he only has a bike.
Oh my God.
I don't want no scrubs. You gotta have a car.
Oh, let me pick you up on my bike. Can you fit on my handlebars?
Now I try not to be rude, but my ex-husband went from job to job and I supported him. So I'm used to this kind of shit. And so I was like, I can't do that again. At this point, we had texted for about 2 hours and it was so late. So I figured I would think about it and respond in the morning. He started texting me at 5 a.m. saying if I didn't respond, I must be a heartless whore.
Well, then I'm a heartless whore then.
I blocked his number. A few hours later, I get a text asking how I was. I asked who it was, and it was him.
After she blocked him?
He made a new number and goes off on how I ruined our relationship.
Oh, the relationship that they talked to for 2 hours on texting.
I block him, and he does this again 4 times.
Oh my God.
Then he finds me on social media and does it again. Needless to say, no more online dating for me.
Good for her.
Matilda, fucking be done with that shit. Matilda.
You need to go inside yourself and have like some meditation going on and stop attracting these losers, because you sound so much better than that.
Oh my God.
So much better than that.
Yeah, you sound like you have your shit together, and these men do not.
Yeah.
I mean, because she did the right thing. Like
she's been doing the right thing the whole time.
Yeah, there's no qualms about that. Like, she didn't answer the door. She was like, what the fuck? All of these people are just like weird.
Weirdos.
All right, so this last one is just an absolute... I could not believe this when I read it.
This is a whopper?
This is a whopper.
Okay.
We're going to call this girl... What should this girl's name be? Lou.
Okay.
Her name's Lou. So I matched with the guy on Hinge, and he was probably the most interesting person out of 20 people. We texted and talked on the phone for about a week before agreeing to meet up. I had caught a red eye Wednesday night and went straight to work 8 to 5 Thursday, and he said he would drive to me that afternoon. At 6, he calls me, saying it would take an hour and a half for him to get through traffic. We compromised and said we would meet halfway, and then he somehow convinced me to drive to him. It's now 8 p.m., and I drive 30 minutes to him. We walk to a restaurant, and running on no sleep and too much caffeine, I wasn't hungry, but he ordered food for 2 anyway, and was the only one that ate. He wanted to hold hands over the table while he was eating, and then leaned over the table to try to kiss me. When that got denied, he thought it would help him look better if he said, "I love eating pussy," loud enough for every single table around us to hear.
What is fucking wrong with people? What is wrong with people?
Mom, I don't know.
I would have punched him right in the face. The table would have flipped. I would have punched him right in the face right then and there.
You would have gone full Housewives of New Jersey.
Well, fuck Housewives. I could beat their ass.
Oh God,
they have nothing on me, no Housewives. Let me just say.
I know that, Mom. You. I'm scared of you.
I flipped more tables way before Teresa ever flipped a table in her life. So sit down, bitch.
Well, Lou continues. At this point, I already decided that there wouldn't be a second date, and I wanted to start drinking. No fucking wonder.
No,
but he said that he had been sober for 5 years. So I wanted to be respectful, so I didn't drink. It's now 10 p.m. I can't believe she lasted this long. I would have left.
What did she say after he said that?
I
would love to know that. Lou, you got to respond with what you said after what he said that at the table. I need to know.
I need to know too now. It's now 10 p.m. and we were the last people in the restaurant. So we boxed up the rest of the food and we walked outside. And yet again, he tried to kiss me and I pulled back and I started walking to my car. We saw a homeless guy and he asked for the leftovers. We gave it to him and continued to my car. I caved in and kissed him goodnight. He tasted like alcohol, but I thought maybe I was delusional from being so tired. Got in my car and I left. I texted him when I got home out of courtesy and he said, "You'd never guess what I'm doing right now." My first thought was that he was masturbating. But
yeah,
because that would be my
first thought.
But he said that he brought home the homeless guy.
Oh.
He sent me pictures of the guy's shoes, which had blood all over them, and said that he was letting him shower. I had went to bed and woke up to him saying that they were hanging out. I didn't text him that day, and he later sent a picture of the homeless guy in a towel in the bathroom showing...
Oh, stop.
Shut the fuck up. Showing the infected wounds on his legs. And obviously I didn't respond. At 4 a.m., he apologized for sending that picture. By now, you probably are asking why I haven't blocked him yet. Well, I haven't heard from him in 2 days, and I got worried. I did a follow-up text and was about to call him.
Yeah, did the homeless guy shoot him, kill him, eat him up, cut him up?
I kind of don't blame her for this because it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
He said that he was okay And we didn't really text that much after. A couple weeks later, he texts me and wanted to try again. This time he ghosted me and then came back around and confessed that he relapsed and hasn't been sober for a month. No fucking shit, Sherlock. He also admitted that they did meth together during the 2 days that he was MIA.
You know what? That's just a sad situation all the way around. That poor girl.
What the fuck?
And she dodged a bullet there.
Are you guys from Florida? It sounds like a real, like, Florida story, you know?
Yeah, it does.
Those were nightmare dating stories.
I mean, really, those poor girls. Love you and all, but I got to go smoke a cigarette because it's been long. So, to end with that, I'm going to go smoke. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Cheers.
Taking my coffee with me. Out of here.
If you have a dating nightmare story time that you would like to submit for a future episode, please DM me on Instagram at Mandy Brook Official, Mandy with a Y, Brook with an E, and title that DM Dating Submission so I can keep things organized. If you love this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review so it becomes more visible to besties like you. Until next time, be a fucking delight, bitch.